The Q101 Morning Crew.
On Q101.
It's Q101.
Ahoy! Let's go! We're waking up Chicago. Turn up the radio. It's time to start the show. On Q101 with the Morning Crew. Ahoy! Let's go! Welcome to the morning show.
Let's go. I need that proof of life check-in at 312-591-8300. That's how you communicate with us for the next 4 hours, texting, calling, and a lot going on this morning. But before we get there, well, what a weekend with your Chicago Bears and Chicago Cubs. We'll get into that in sports more deeply at 7 o'clock. I'm not sure I'm prepared to get into the emotions and untap them right now. But I was down at Soldier Field, as I said I would be, with a sign saying, don't go in, trying to convince people not to go in Soldier Field. The success rate was not good. Not good. And I think it was expected that it wouldn't be a great success rate there. But I'm really happy I did it because I bonded with the passionate Chicago Bears fan base. And it's easy to sit in some kind of ivory tower and look down on the team and what it is. Not that I'm in an ivory tower.
No.
I'm not in an ivory tower. But not having been there on game day in quite some time to see these people's faces that are getting let down and destroyed and affecting their lives, I felt in a weird way responsible to do more to get them a team they deserve.
Yeah, it seemed like an emotional experience for you, for everybody at Soldier Field. Very tough loss this weekend. And Kenzie's not even here today. Maybe she is so broken. I don't know what her deal is.
Yeah, Kenzie just decided that she can't get here today because of the Bears and the Cubs. No, this is a planned day off for Kenzie.
Kenzie will be back tomorrow.
Yep.
Everything's fine. We knew she wasn't going to be here today. She's dealing with family stuff. We got it. It's all good.
And it's okay family stuff, too. Everything's fine. Before people start assuming if she's pregnant, of course, it's all good visiting some family out of town that she needed to see. So that's all good. Kenzie will be back tomorrow, but not related to the Cubs or the Bears. And I was so stunned that the Cubs got eliminated Saturday night. I kind of just lost track. And then when it happened, I was like, I thought it was going to go until Monday morning when the Marlins played that 4-out makeup game this morning. It's going to happen. It's going to be exciting and cliffhanger. And it was like, nope, they're gone. They're done. It's out. And that's over.
No, I think this was such a catastrophic weekend for Chicago sports. I would love to hear from our crew members. Check in with us. Let us know something good that happened this weekend, because if you're a Bears fan, a Cubs fan, a Sox fan, Blackhawks did okay in the preseason, but the three of the big ones there, not looking good. Not a good time for anybody in Chicago this weekend.
Not a great time, but it was a beautiful weekend getting out, and we'll get your highlights of your weekend coming up here at 6:40 and a fact, too, coming up. But let's get to what really the big thing about today is. Coming up here in less than 2 hours. At 8 a.m., we announce Q101's Twisted Christmas 2023. And we've been waiting for this. Usually we announce it a little bit earlier, and we've kind of put it off a little bit with all the mayhem of summer, especially with 80-degree weather last weekend. No, it's still going to be 80 today. We're waiting for some kind of global warming effect to go the other direction so we can announce something with snow involved, but no. It's going to be 80 today and sunny, and you will know about Twisted. Coming up at 8, we'll announce everything you need to know, the pre-sale, and free tickets for every night of Q101's Twisted Christmas during the entire hour. Lauren's going to join us, too, because she's, of course, a veteran of all of the Twisteds, and myself is included, going back from the first Twisteds to then the Nights We Stole Christmas, then back to Twisted.
I look forward to it every year. I can't wait. This is it is quite literally the most wonderful time of the year.
It is our Christmas card to you for listening all year, and we do enough. Well, let's be honest. We give enough free stuff away, but this is something that's just, we want everybody to be there. It's our Christmas party. It's our office Christmas party where something inappropriate happens.
And we're giving away more free stuff. We're giving away tickets to all the shows.
We're giving away more free stuff. So 8 a.m., if you're going into work or going home to pass out from a third shifter, put that in your phone to wake you up. We'll have all the information and free tickets 8 o'clock this morning.
The Q101 Morning Crew.
On Q101.
It's Brian and Kenzie on Q101. And coming up here in a fact that makes your brain just go... There's something you're doing out there today, Chicago, that you think is just fun, but it could cause you to get sued. Somebody is getting sued for $50,000 And I don't want any of our crew members, especially the way it is right now with the society and the economy and inflation and Christmas coming up, gifts you got to get in trouble. So we're going to tell you, there's something, I'm sorry to say, it's really fun. It's so fun. But you have to stop doing it right now. You have to stop it or you're going to get sued for $50,000.
Isn't that most fun things?
I mean, I had a lot of fun this weekend, and none of them were a threat of a lawsuit. I did not do this weekend, by the way.
Okay.
What I'm going to tell you at 6:30 here, and I don't mean to be Brian brings bad news this early on a Monday.
That's kind of your thing, though.
It is my brand.
You love it.
I do love it. I kind of love delivering that information. But I'm telling you, it's really fun. And you're going to have to stop doing it because I don't want you to lose $50,000. So we'll get to that coming up. This fact that makes your brain go at 6:30. You'll never guess it. Try to guess it at 312-591-8300 in the text line. I dare you.
The Q101 Morning Crew.
On Q101.
The Q101 Morning Crew.
On Q101.
Well, it's time for a fact that makes your brain go with Brian and Kenzie on Q101. Kenzie is out today, but is a planned day out with nothing's wrong. She's pregnant. I know people want to assume things right away and start texting in about it, but a planned day off to visit a family member. And you know, when you're pregnant, that's what happens. Everybody wants to see you. Like they didn't want to see you before, and now they want to see you.
And then after you have a baby, because you've gone through this over the last year, everybody wants to visit. Brian basically lives at a Marriott.
Oh, it's exactly. It's I call it Head Ed Resort Midwest.
What a terrible family vacation that is.
I know. I mean, it was great living in a one-bedroom apartment where people had to get either a hotel or an Airbnb, and we have an air mattress. Then they go, we'll just sleep on the air mattress in your family room. And that's what still happens in a bigger place that we run out now. So yeah, people do want to visit you. You don't matter anymore, and it's a wonderful thing, I guess, in a way. I don't need the attention.
You don't need the attention?
I'd like a little attention.
Says the guy that brought a sign to Soldier Field yesterday.
Oh, if you haven't seen that picture, go there, like it, and share it so the Bears see it. Don't go in. It kind of went viral yesterday. It was wonderful, but for a bad reason, that the Bears suck, and I was trying to get people not to go in. We'll talk about that in sports in about a half hour. First, let's get to the fact. I mentioned there's something fun that you can't do anymore because you might get sued for $50,000. I said, now guess that. I'll give it to you in a second here. 773, having loud sex. No, that's not it. You can still have loud sex, sir.
Yeah, and it's America. It's a free country.
That's right. Harrison checked in with probably a good one, making TikTok videos and getting sued for copyright infringement.
I'm constantly in fear of that.
Yep. Hey, Harrison, go ahead, man. Do what you're going to do. Do the dance. You're fine. Let's see here. Mia checked in from Wheaton. I'm going to say smashing people's Halloween pumpkins.
Doesn't that sound like fun?
It's fun and mean at the same time.
Yeah.
Like people carve the pumpkins. At the end of Halloween, when it's over, that's when I like smashing pumpkins.
I got pumpkins this weekend for me and my girlfriend because it is the start of fall, and I've heard all about it and all the things we have to do, all the sweaters we have to wear,
Good Lord. Sweaters.
And we got pumpkins, and I was just thinking, oh my God, I'd love to drop these off the third story of her apartment building right now and just watch them splatter all over the concrete.
Oh.
That makes me sound like a serial killer when I say that, but I stand by it.
It's fun.
Yeah.
I gotta say, but please don't do that to people's homes. Wait till it's over. Kids carve very delicately, and I like seeing a good pumpkin carving.
Yeah, it's fine.
That's all right.
It's not a form of art that I love.
Yeah, I'm in on it. I'm all in on the pumpkins.
Okay, so it wasn't smashing pumpkins.
Nope.
Wasn't loud sex.
Nope.
Wasn't copyright infringement.
Nope.
What was it?
What you cannot do anymore and risk of getting sued for $50,000 is give someone a wedgie. Now, I haven't given a wedgie in quite some time.
When's the last time you got a wedgie?
I got one from Megan. That is a couple years back, but I have no ass, okay? I have a back with a crack. It goes straight down. And so everything just hangs. My pants just hang low. My dad did the same thing. It's a had trait. It's passed on generations. And she saw my underwear hanging even lower, and she went up behind me and yanked it up and gave me a pretty severe wedgie, I got to say.
It hurt?
It hurt. Haven't had a wedgie in a long time. The tolerance wasn't built up in the crack, you know? So... now, here's why you can't do it. So, a woman is suing Walt Disney World after a water slide wedgie damaged her internal organs. Not funny, because that sounds terrible. So, her name was Emma McGinnis. On her 30th birthday trip with the family, happened to go on a slide called Humunga Cowabunga.
Humunga Cowabunga?
This is Disney's Typhoon Lagoon water park. And it was a 214-foot slide with a 5-story drop.
Oh, my God.
Sounds amazing.
That sounds like falling out of a building.
It is. It's 50 feet. So They usually make you cross your legs to avoid this kind of thing. They tell you before you get on it, cross your legs so you don't get an atomic wedgie. She didn't. She briefly got airborne and hit the pool at the bottom when she went into the water, that it gave her a life-altering wedgie that damaged her internal organs. She needed surgery for this wedgie, yeah. So she's seeking $50,000 for mental and physical anguish, hospital bills, and loss of earnings. Can you imagine saying, I can't make it into work today? Oh, you got COVID? No, wedgie.
I think the mental aspect of that is way tougher than the physical aspect.
There's no question I will deal with all the physical problems to not have to tell people that I got an atomic wedgie, and that's why I can't go to the Bears game.
So when a water park is built, do you think they have a wedgie specialist come in and he looks at all the slides and he's like, cross your legs on this one, straight legs on this one. This is how you avoid a wedgie.
First, let's start here. In Chicago, is there a wedgie specialist anywhere?
Please give us a call, 312-591-8300.
Like maybe it's not exactly the name of the title of what it is, but it's really what you do.
Yeah.
If Great America, they send you up there, make sure this thing is okay. We need Dan. He's the wedgie specialist.
They send you down in like a Speedo, and then they send you down in Billabong board shorts, and then they've got a woman come in, and she does it in a one-piece and then a bikini.
It's unbelievable. Did you ever remember getting or giving a wedgie in high school?
No, this is what I was going to ask, because my most recent wedgie was also from my girlfriend, who just recently did it to me, and it hurt.
It's good to know that generationally it still exists.
But as somebody who was bullied a lot,
No.
sorry to bring up my trauma, Brian.
I didn't want to turn to a therapy session at 6:30. Kenzie's not here to deflect here with Case the producer, but go ahead.
I'm not going into therapy mode here.
Okay, good.
But as somebody that was bullied a lot,
Yep.
I can safely say I never received a wedgie. That almost feels like paying for your school lunch in quarters. It feels so old-fashioned. I feel like bullying has evolved from the simple wedgie.
Well, you still got one recently, and I got one recently from my wife and your girlfriend, but is there anything more demeaning than having, like, let's say one person holds you against a locker and another gives you a wedgie in high school? You can't do anything. It's sad. You're preying on the weak. But it's one thing to be held against a locker, but you're also getting a wedgie.
It's awful.
It's the worst thing.
Because it's painful, where it's like, I think when I was growing up, people sagged their pants so much, that was the style, that you were more afraid of pantsing. You were afraid of pants going down rather than pants going up.
I got pants, too.
When did you get pantsed?
That was at basketball practice. But the girls had just come in to do practice after us.
Uh-huh.
So my buddy Steve did that. And I had a jock strap on. I don't know if guys still wear jock straps.
No, not really.
Oh.
Not like a vintage one.
It's worse to be in a jock strap with your pants down than just being fully frontal. I got to say that. They're so horrible looking. It looks like you're...
Why is it worse?
It looks like you're wearing a Bane mask on your junk. It's terrible. Do people still wear jock straps in sports? I'm curious. Do they sell them? I haven't seen them in a long time.
I can't put that question on Facebook. I'm not going to ask our audience if you still wear a jock strap.
That'd be a great poll question for this early.
I'm not going to do that.
That's terrible. Maybe I'll put it up.
Okay, please go ahead.
So, the lesson here is don't give a wedgie. It could be considered something very dangerous and get you sued. So
how much is she suing? How much is she suing Walt Disney for?
$50,000, which doesn't sound like enough. To be honest.
No, because she's suing Disney. Shoot for the moon.
I mean, come on. A 214-foot slide, a 5-story drop. Sorry I didn't cross my legs on your drop down to save me from the atomic wedgie, which is described very clearly in an old Seinfeld episode.
Why do they call it a wedgie?
Because the underwear is pulled up from the back until it wedges in.
They also have an atomic wedgie. Now, the goal there is to actually get the waistband on top of the head. Very rare.
Very rare.
The Q101 Morning Crew.
On Q101.
The highlight of your weekend. A lot of people checking in because it was just so nice out. It was so beautiful out. And people going to things like where I was at Saturday night, the Midnight Terror Haunted House, which is, oh my God, one of the best I've ever seen in my life. Not just the best this year. That's out in Oak Lawn, all the people down there. Man, I had a great time. Thanks, everybody came out. I went through with a GoPro on. And so we're going to have that audio or the video coming up this week. I'm going to get it from. But I went through with a GoPro and a pole attached to me. And I knocked into the wall a couple times and broke it. But
It sounds terrifying. That event was. I had an invite to go, but I don't like spooky stuff. I did not take you up on that offer.
It's amazing how many scaredy cats we have in the building here. Q101. The two other people that went with me for our promo crew, they wouldn't go in either.
Yeah.
And the guy was so excited to invite him in. So I'm like, let's go. I'll go again. And
did they touch you?
they're not allowed to.
Okay.
But I accidentally bumped into some monsters. There's over 100 actors in there. It's out of control.
Oh my God.
And it felt like I went up like 10 floors, even though I probably didn't. It was amazing, and I recommend people Midnight Terror Haunted House out there in Oak Lawn. It was wild. But a lot of people checking in about just things doing outside, grilling, just because not typical things in October to do. But let's hear. Lauren's checking in on our conversation about the fact that made your brain go, you can't do wedges anymore because a woman got a wedgie so bad in Disney World on their water slide that she had to have surgery. Not funny, but it is funny that the slide was called the Humunga Cowabunga.
That's incredible.
At Disney's Typhoon Lagoon Water Park. 214-foot slide, a 5-story drop. And did you tell me that Lauren has been on that drop?
I believe she suffered a wedgie from this very same slide.
Lauren, ahoy, welcome in.
Hi.
Did you go on that slide?
I did go on that water slide.
And how are you doing? Did you get?
Do you have emotional or physical damages?
Well, it's so funny because I was listening to the story and I was like, I have a similar story. And then when you said Disney and Typhoon Lagoon, I about died. No, I was little. I was fearless. I don't know. I was elementary or early middle school, and no one in my family wanted to go down because it was so high up. But when I went down, I did not get a wedgie. Well, no, I did get a wedgie.
Okay. Hold on. Let's clarify. You did get a wedgie.
I did get a massive wedgie. Yes.
Okay.
And then I immediately had to go to the bathroom. Like, I had to run and bolt to go to the bathroom immediately after.
Did the wedgie cause that?
I am not 100% sure if it was the water or the wedgie that caused it.
Wait,
I had to go again because it was so much fun, but then immediately again I had to go to the bathroom again. So,
Wait, how old were you? How old were you when you did this?
No, I was somewhere between 10 and 12 years old.
You're a 10-year-old dropping 214 feet. This woman got airborne, apparently. Good Lord.
It was wild. It was, I feel like it just opened, this water park, just opened. Me and my family went there, and no one would go down it with me, so I had to go by myself.
Were you traumatized from the event, or everything's okay after that, besides two wedgies?
I'm okay, and I feel like I'm the winner here because that woman, I feel so bad for her. So, but yes, that was my experience of the water slide.
Well, we're glad we have a firsthand witness of the experience that she went through, and I'm glad you're okay.
Thank you. Thank you.
What'd you do this weekend, Lauren? What'd you get into?
This weekend, what did we do? Not a whole lot. Life is different at 40. You, run errands and clean your house and take care of business. So nothing too exciting, actually.
Lauren's just taking care of business.
But next weekend, actually, I don't know if there's any reptile lovers out there. There's an expo in Tinley.
A reptile expo?
Yes, it's the NARBC Reptile Expo at the Tinley Convention Center. So we're doing that next weekend.
Wait. The NARBC, you said?
Yes.
That's the National Association, NAR, of Reptile BC. Reptile...
Boa constrictors?
Boa constrictors and crocodiles?
And breeders.
Oh, breeders.
Oh, okay.
Are we right about the other letters, though?
You know what? I probably should look into it a little bit better myself. But I know it's the national, breeders.
Wait. I got it. We're so off. It is the North American Reptile Breeders Conference.
Oh.
There you go.
It'd be way better if they labeled it the North American...
Boa constrictors and crocodiles conference?
Yes.
There you go.
That'd buy a ticket to.
Holy cow. So I'm on the website. It just opens up with a huge snake, like a huge boa constrictor right on the front. It's terrifying.
Lauren, are you a snake owner? Do you have a bunch of reptiles?
So I'm married into it.
Oh, okay.
So I was a dog person. I'm still a dog person. We still have dogs, but I'm married into reptiles. So my husband was the kid. You know how there's that kid in the neighborhood that has something a little unique at their house versus dog? So he was the kid that had reptiles. So I married into it. So we have quite the collection ourselves.
Now,
and so we like to go.
How far in the relationship did you find out I guess he has snakes and maybe little caiman crocodiles or something?
So when we first started dating, he had only a few snakes, nothing really.
He had only a few snakes.
Only a few, nothing too wild and crazy. And then...
Why wasn't that a red flag right there? Only a few snakes. To me, one snake is too many snakes.
I know. We're trying to... So this is the joy of now marrying into it. You know, people who have a fear of snakes or reptiles, we can teach them a little bit more like... They're really more scared of us than we are of them.
I've heard that line since I was a kid, and it's not true. I'm scared of them more than they're scared of me.
Yeah, they're terrifying.
They're dinosaurs.
They are dinosaurs. They're usually defensive or in like food mode. So as long as you take care of them properly and feed them regularly and have a good relationship with them, then you should be fine.
That's like my relationship with Brian. He's always in food mode.
Yeah, just feed me. I'm good. I'm not going to come after you.
No, it's people too, right?
Yeah.
People are the same way.
Thank you, Lauren. We appreciate you. And that's the Tinley Park Convention Center and Holiday Inn Select. October 7th and 8th. That is the North American Reptile Breeders Conference. I think you need to go down there and report for us on it.
Fine. All right.
Okay, one more thing for you to do this weekend.
Thank you.
It's Brian and Kenzie on Q101.
The Q101 Morning Crew.
On Q101.
The Q101 Morning Crew.
On Q101.
Brian and Kenzie on Q101. And Case, the producer, here as well. As we're getting ready, of course, coming up in an hour, we make the announcement of Q101's Twisted Christmas 2023. Waited a little longer than usual for the weather to get a little cooler out, and that didn't happen. Thank you, everybody put hairspray on their hair excessively in the 80s. We appreciate you, and we have an 80-degree day coming up here in Chicago in October. But the announcement coming up, free tickets for every night. So I'm already telling you right now, there's multiple nights. There's always multiple nights, but how many, who's doing it, everything about it, the pre-sale starts, and free tickets to every night of Q101's Twisted Christmas coming up at 8. With Brian and Kenzie here on Q101. First, Gil Curtis with your headlines.
This is not headline news. Bruce Springsteen and Aerosmith both canceled their tours due to health concerns. It's official. Life declared war on your dad's Spotify list. The newest Rolling Stones song is called Sweet Sounds of Heaven. It's about what they'll be hearing in the next few years. Police conducted a welfare check on Britney Spears. It was handled by the LAPD's new Britney Spears Welfare Check Unit. Taylor Swift is letting Sophie Turner use her apartment. In exchange, Sophie's letting Taylor use her divorce as songwriting material. And Sting turns 72 today. These days, he's the king of pain because of arthritis. This is not headline news.
The Q101 Morning Crew.
On Q101.